Hello, my friends. We're going to talk about the full moon in the sign of Virgo. Happens on March 7th. Now, simultaneously, we also have within just under an hour later, the Saturn enters the sign of Pisces. So that means during this full moon, Saturn's at 29 degrees of Aquarius, and the full moon is at 16 degrees of Virgo. I'm going to share my screen with you. I like to do this. If you first time here, welcome. And also want to remind you that you do not need to know astrology to follow what I'm saying. Let's see if that screen share will share. There we go. Double checking. We're making that share now because this is tough software sometimes. It doesn't always give the share when we want it to. All right, there it is. Yes, thank you. All right. So here's that full moon in the sign of Virgo, 16 degrees of Virgo. It's at 7:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then at 8:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when Saturn enters the sign of Pisces. Here's what it looks like right there in that. So what do we have to go? What's going on here? With the full moon in Virgo, Virgo is very earthy, very grounded when the moon is in that sign. And it's also the energy of details, right? And honing in on facts and details and, being very, very present in that present moment. When when any planet actually is at the final degree of a fixed sign, and especially this one, fixed air, Aquarius, boy, oh boy, I mean, there are some thoughts and some ideas and some processes. Everything is coming to like a climax right now. And we have the full moon. So the thoughts and ideas collectively, this is huge personally, which is where I like to focus on, because this is about what you and I need. So listen to the keywords. You don't have to be an astrologer to understand what I'm saying. You could see the chart, but the rest of this means it's like we're focusing on details, a lot of details, and it's important. And it's actually a blessing that we have the full moon in Virgo while Saturn is at that final degree of Aquarius, because we just have so much in our heads. We can't, there's no exit for it. And with the full moon in Virgo, that gives us an opportunity to hone in on the details. So to me, this is a positive thing. This full moon phase, this week's full moon phase, lasts for 4 days, just a couple hours shy of 4 days, because the moon is moving very, very slow. It moves at different speeds. Not everybody knows that, but I'm just letting you know that the full moon phase from March 7th to March 11th, okay, it lasts for almost 4 days. I have it written out on my blog. So if you come and join my newsletter email list through my website or my join my website, it's no cost for any of those things, just your email. And I don't harass people. I only send you a couple emails a month. That's it. The only automation you get from me is that you're confirming that you want to sign up for it. And then you can always unsubscribe if it's not what you want. So I send the written blog right to your inbox. Back to this. So the full moon is bringing attention to Virgo-related things, which are patterns and cycles, the everyday things that we do, the everyday things that we process. So here's some of the questions I would ask us to be focusing on during this full moon, because full moons bring awareness, and the awareness, it means that we want you to focus on, what's very present right now and Virgo qualities. Okay. So what bad habits do you need to change? Focus on that. It's like, do you have some bad habits that you need to let go of? Full moon is about recognizing something, and then we can release it, which creates space for what's working, which creates space for the things we don't have to let go of. We don't have to let go of everything at full moons. At full moons, it's an opportunity to really make something of what's going on in your life. We have light 24/7 right now when we have a full moon. If it's cloudy, we might not, but the full moon during the night and the sun during the day gives us complete and full illumination. So we're able to pay attention to the things that are working, and we're able to see the things that are not working. Again, with it in the sign of Virgo, I would ask, are there bad habits that you need to change? Is there something new you would like to insert into your everyday life? Are there some adjustments that need to happen at work? How about with a coworker? Maybe there is something here you're interested in changing your diet, or an exercise routine? Are you doing something that's hurting you more than helping you? That happens. We know as we get older, we have to figure out what works and what doesn't, right? Ditto. Got my hand up on that one. So we want to look at that and we want to know, we have a 4 days, like I said, from March 7th, 7:40 a.m. to March 11th at 5:35 a.m. Eastern time to act and to approach the things that we're focusing on, Virgo related stuff. Okay. So if this feels like too much, then just sit down and get out a piece of paper and write out what's going on in your life, because I can't give you any more specifics than that. Only you know what you're focusing on right now. Only you know what you need to hone in on the details. You know what that is. I don't know what that is for you. That's where, our own agency comes in. We can use these full moon in Virgo with Saturn at the final degree of Aquarius, knowing that there's a lot on our minds and we have a lot to do and there's a lot that needs to shift. But the bigger thing is, it's like your agency tells you that it's like, okay, I get to choose and decide what is it that I want to continue to grow and work on, and what is it that I need to let go of so I can create space. Okay, terrific. So that's what we get to work with these next 4 days, the 4 days of the new moon. I mean, the full moon, the 4 days of the full moon. I'm not editing this. The 4 days of the full moon, March 7th to March 11th. Okay. After that, it's in a disseminating stage. All right. Some people call it a waning gibbous. I think that's more astronomical than astrological, but whatever. All right. So 180 to 225 degrees between where the sun is and the moon is the measurement for what the full moon phase is every month. Now I want us to do, and you guys know me well, and I do this over on my Patreon group all the time. We talk about the lunar gestation cycle. It's in the written forecast. I'm just going to touch on it here. But the lunar gestation cycle is a cycle that lasts for 3 years, and it starts with a new moon. And then we have 9 months later, a first quarter, 9 months later, a full moon, 9 months later, last quarter, 9 months later, we're back to a new moon. It's a 3-year time frame. So when we're at a full moon, that means 18 months ago, we had a new moon near the same area that we are having this full moon. All right. And that was new moon was at 14 degrees of Virgo on September 6, 2021. Go back in your journals or however you keep track of things, your new moon rituals, whatever it is that you do. What were you focusing on then? Because 9 months after that was the first quarter moon at 16 Virgo on June 7th, 2022. That's when we were really working hard to make something fit or work or accomplish something. 9 months later, we're here where we are right now, this full moon in Virgo on March 7th. And that is where we're like letting go of what hasn't been working since the new moon 18 months ago, and continuing to pour the light and the positive energy and the good juju into what is working that was initiated back in September of 2021. All right. So look at those dates. Again, September 6, 2021, new moon in Virgo, and June 7th, 2022, first quarter moon in Virgo. And now we have the full moon on March 7th in Virgo. Okay. And the last quarter will be December 5th, 2023. I talk about that in my weekly forecast. That's not right here. So with those new moons, I want you to, we already said that, sorry. With the full moons, I want you to hone in on what's working, what's not working, and then you can hone in on that and really get down on paper the steps you can take. I know some people get overwhelmed with a lot of things, and I understand that too. And my Virgo-ness. Virgo is so, and some of you who know me personally know what this is about. No, I don't paint. This is the only paintbrush I have in my house. It's for my keyboard. I have North Node in Virgo and Pluto in Virgo, and I'm that age group. And I have to, there's dust on this is my laptop I'm recording on. There's dust on my laptop keyboard. I have to brush it off. My computer always looks like it's brand new, even though it's 5 years old. Hey, That's, but that's Virgo. That's just one component of Virgo. Tell me what your stuff is. I like to hear it. I'd like to know more. And, tell me how you like to use this for your new moon rituals, but also let me know in the comments below how it is that you feel you're honing in on something that you started, if you can see that connection. You might not see that connection because not everybody pays enough attention. But if you see that connection between September 2021 and what's going on at this full moon on March 7th, 2023, this year, hone in on that and let me know. I love to hear these stories because there's usually some really big connections. There really is. All right, everybody, I'm going to leave us with that for now. There's always tons more in other formats I've already mentioned twice. Please, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. And, the only, YouTube and Facebook stink. They actually suck at sharing this stuff that thousands and thousands of people have signed up for. So if you want to help me out, just share this and comment and, thumbs up and send it to your groups. That would be helpful. It really would. Yeah, that was a complaint. Sorry, I ended on a complaint. I won't. I will end on saying I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for spending your time here. I really do appreciate it because I know there's a lot of things vying for our attention these days. And if you're here and you're at the end, thank you very much. Blessings, guys. Namaste.